All right, hi there, Room 24 kids. This is Mrs. Williams checking in with you about the Lesson 9 homework. So I know we had some questions today towards the end of the day, and I want to make sure that I walk through a couple of these with you so that you know that you're on the right track. So I'm going to do one example from each section with you here, and then hopefully that will help give you a little bit of clarity. So if we look at number 1, let's look at letter A. And we want to round to the nearest 1,000. So make sure you're always looking to see what the directions say as far as where you are going to round to. So our very first step, just like we learned in the rounding wrap, is to find the place value and circle the digit. So if I'm rounding to the thousands, I'm going to find the digit in the thousands place, circle it, move to the right and underline it. And we know that if this number is 0 to 4, the circle stays the same, but 5 to 9, we're going to add 1 to the game. So since this number is an 8, we're going to add 1 to the 6, which would make it a 7. And if we keep going through the wrap, now flex your muscles just like a hero. Digits to the right turn into zeros. All the other numbers stay the same. And that's what we've got here. We've got our number 6,842 rounded to 7,000. Now, if you're not using the rounding wrap and you'd prefer to use a number line, we can do that over here as well. We want to look at our number. Okay, with 6,000, we're rounding to the nearest 1,000. So we know that that number could go down to 6,000 or up to 7,000. And then our midpoint is halfway in between. If we think about what's in between 60 and 70, it would be 65, and then we add our zeros. And then we have to look, okay, looking at the number in the hundreds place, 6,800, that's greater than our midpoint. So that number would round up to 7,000. So either way, we can use either method to get to that rounded number. Let's try one down here in the 10,000s. So we've got 88,999. So thinking about the rounding wrap, find the place value, circle the digit in the 10,000s, move to the right and underline it. 0 to 4, the circle stays the same, but 5 to 9, add 1 to the game. So I'm going to make this a 9 since I'm adding 1 because that number is an 8. It's 5 or higher. So keep going through the wrap. Now flex your muscles just like a hero. Digits to the right turn into zeros. All the other numbers stay the same. And there we've got our answer, 90,000. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. So again, if you don't want to use the rounding wrap and you want to use a number line, you can do that on the side as well. All right, we're rounding to the nearest 10,000. So if I look at my 8 in the 10,000s place, turn everything else to 0. And then if we're counting by 10,000s, 80,000, 90,000, and in the middle, 85,000. So then we'll look, 88,000 is greater than our midpoint, so it rounds up to 90,000. Remember for the explanation, they just want you to be able to explain. So if we go through the rest of these problems, 2 of them are going to have the same answer. You need to figure out why that is. So remember we talked about that today. Basically, it's one certain number can round up to that number and another number can round down to it. And then your challenge is to find another number that would round to the same thing. So try that one and see how you do. 100,000s, we can do the same thing. This first one I know is a little tricky because there is no 100,000s place, but we can still follow the same procedure. So find the place value, 100,000. There isn't one, but we can circle it anyway. Circle the area where it would be. Move to the right and underline it. 0 to 4, the circle stays the same, but 5 to 9, add 1 to the game. So since there's nothing there and this is an 8, it's higher than 5, we're going to add 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Now flex your muscles just like a hero. Digits to the right turn into zeros. All the other numbers stay the same. And we have still rounded that to the nearest 100,000. And again, we can use our number line on the side here to figure that out as well. The nearest 100,000 on the bottom would be 0. And if we count by 100,000s, we get to 100,000 on the top. Midpoint, 50,000. 89,000 is closer to 100,000, and that would be your answer. So hopefully that helped. Try your very best. Obviously on the back we've got some story problems that have you do a very, very similar thing. But use this hopefully to help you a little bit. Also, you can always look up that rounding rap or sing that into yourself to help you with that. So I hope that helps, and we'll check in tomorrow. Thanks, guys.